Hi everybody. Today we are going to finish up our story on Elisha. So there's one more part of our story about Elisha's life that we need to learn about. And this story involves a man named Naaman. Now Naaman, he was an army commander. So he was in the army for Syria and he was very important. And I'm going to read you the story and we can find out how Elisha can believe in God and how God will bless Naaman through Elisha. Okay, so let's get to it. This says, Naaman was an army commander in Syria, a country that was an enemy of Israel. So remember, Israel, they're the good guys, they believe in God, and Syria was their enemy. So Naaman was in Syria's army. Naaman had leprosy. It was a horrible skin disease where there were sores all over his skin, just like big open cuts, big open hurtful sores all over him, and it was just not a good disease, and there wasn't really anything that anyone could do for him. Even doctors didn't know how to cure it. So it says, this illness had no cure. Because people were afraid that they could catch this disease by being too close to lepers, those lepers had to live away from their home. So once someone found out that they had leprosy, they were called a leper. And so then they had to move away and stay with other people that had leprosy. And they couldn't be with their families, they couldn't be around people in public. And so it says, everyone who heard about Naaman's sickness was so sad, because he was a kind man. Naaman's wife had a little Israelite girl for her helper. The little Israelite girl was sad too. She remembered hearing about Israelite prophets who could perform miracles. So remember, who is a prophet that we've been learning about? She told Naaman's wife, if only my master would see the prophet in Samaria. So if only Naaman could go and see this prophet in Samaria, and he would cure him. And Naaman wanted to be cured, so he and some of his servants traveled to Israel to find this prophet. So we know that this prophet is Elisha. So, okay, our story goes on, and it says, Naaman went to the king of Israel. So Naaman, the man that had leprosy, he got some servants, and he went to Israel, and he talked to the king. And the king got so upset and was like, I don't know what you want me to do. I can't cure your leprosy. And he got so angry that he ripped his clothes. And it was crazy. But Elisha, the prophet that we've been learning about, heard about what was going on. So he heard that Naaman came to the king, and he heard that the king got so upset that he ripped his clothes. And Elisha said to the king, he said, bring Naaman to me, and I will help him. And so Naaman went, and he visited the prophet Elisha. And Elisha told him, go to the river, it was the Jordan River, go to the river 7 times and take a bath. And Naaman said, why would I do that? Why would I go to the Jordan River and take 7 baths? And he was kind of upset because he didn't think that would work. And so Naaman was really upset, and he was just kind of feeling down, and like his leprosy would never go away. And then some people convinced Naaman to believe Elisha and go to the Jordan River and bathe 7 times. And he said, okay. So he went to the Jordan River. He bathed 7 times, and his leprosy went away. he was completely healed. And so it says, imagine the joy that Naaman and his servants had when they realized that his leprosy that couldn't be cured was totally gone. And so Naaman thanked Elisha and offered him a gift because he was so happy that he could get back to his normal life and he didn't have this disease anymore. But Elisha said, you don't owe me anything. Like, it was all God. You don't have to give me any gifts. And so Naaman worshipped the one true God now because he believed in him, because he saw this miracle that happened. And so he didn't, Naaman wanted to give Elisha gifts and thank him, but Elisha was humble and he said, keep your gifts, go back to your home, everything's good. I'm so happy that you're worshiping the one true God and healed of your disease. And so Naaman left and took his servants and all of his stuff back to Syria. But there's a twist to our story. Do you remember the name Gehazi? So Gehazi was Elisha's servant. And Gehazi got a thought in his mind that wasn't good. So he ran after Naaman and his servants. And Gehazi said, this was a lie. He said, Elisha sent me and he wants some of your gifts that he wouldn't take before. And so Naaman said, oh, of course, here's some silver, here's some clothing. Take it, please. And so Gehazi took it for himself. He lied and he took these gifts for himself when he didn't deserve them, and he should have listened to what Elisha said when Elisha told Naaman just to keep his gifts. And so Gehazi went back and kept all of these good things for himself. But then Elisha found out, and it was not good. And Elisha said that because you did this, Gehazi, you are going to get leprosy. And he did. Gehazi got leprosy, and it couldn't be cured. And so that just shows us we can learn from Gehazi, and that can show us that we need to follow directions and listen to God and listen to those people that are in charge, like our parents, our teachers, adults, and we listen to them because they don't just say things just to keep us from getting gifts, but they know what is best for us. Our parents know what's best for us. Our teachers know what is best, and so we just need to trust them, and we need to trust God that He is going to bless us if we listen to Him. And so I have a paper for you to color, and you also can find differences in the pictures. So this is Naaman when he has leprosy. See all of those sores all over his body. And then he is bathing in the Jordan River 7 times. And then on the other side of the picture, we have Naaman after he bathed 7 times. And see, all of his sores are all gone because he's healed. So, I want you to find at least 5 differences from this picture to this picture. There's at least 5. I think there might be a few more, but I want you to find at least 5 differences and circle them, and then you can color this picture. And so, what we can learn from this is we need to listen to God, listen to the people in authority, our parents, our teachers, all of those people who want the best for us. And we can also rejoice and be happy that God performs miracles. So remember our verse, Matthew 19:25, where it says, Matthew 19:26, Matthew 19:26, where it says, with man this is impossible, but with God all things are possible. So, just like in Naaman's story, people couldn't cure him. There was no cure for this disease of leprosy, but God told Elisha to tell Naaman to go and bathe in the Jordan River 7 times, and because of God's power, he was healed. So God made something that was impossible for man possible because of God's power. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed our discussions on Elisha, and I hope that you are memorizing Matthew 19:26 and realizing that anything is possible with God.